Yeah, it's really too bad that, I don't belong to any groups and any clubs or anything like that. That's my problem. I'm too independent. What's up, Chili Pup? I figured it out. I figured out what my problem is. Let's walk down to the creek. Let's talk about it. It all just came to me like an hour ago, and I thought, well, hey, let's grab the camera, let's go out, let's do a quick video about it. My problem is I was born too late. It all makes sense now. You see, I've been talking about this on and off. I guess, I think I was in Oregon either a year or two ago. My problem is I was born too late because I'm an old soul and I'm kind of a hippie in some ways and kind of not. When I ran into the modern hippies, I didn't get it. I didn't know what the deal was because I was thinking, well, you're not a hippie. Because the modern hippies, here's the thing, they hate nature. Have you noticed that? They like just hanging out on the sidewalk and talking stuff about the city. That's it. Because I'm really conservative on some things and I'm really liberal on other things like nature and clean air and clean water. And I don't fit into any groups. Look at this. That's the problem. Yeah, I was born too late. I should have been a nature hippie. Because these modern ones, I just don't understand what they're talking about. Look at this. Yeah, it's really too bad that, I don't belong to any groups and any clubs or anything like that. That's my problem. I'm too independent. And I've got my views on things, but I've really thought about them. But another thing is I am completely willing and capable of changing my mind if I'm presented with better information. And that's what I've noticed about people nowadays is it doesn't matter if you present them with better information or not. When they make up their mind, they make it up. And there's another word for that. It's called stubborn. And I'm not like that. And it's concerning to me because I'm not fitting in with any groups or clubs because if you don't agree with every single thing in the club and you're unable to convince them with better information, they just will not change their mind. I don't remember it being that way. I think it started seems like around the year 2000, people started getting that way. Let's walk and talk. I see that these people over here have left, so let's walk over to their campsite. I don't remember ever encountering anyone who was just unable or completely refused to use logic and reason. That's a new thing. It's a new phenomenon. Because, I stay away from the news and every now and then I'll glimpse at the news, and that's what triggered this video. Because you can see things about how people, they'll just go with whatever the leader of the group says. I watch it on YouTube. I'm like, I don't know, something sounds funny about that. Then you go over and you watch the other side, and they're just going with whatever the leader of their group says. Let's look at this real quick. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't want a group leader. I just want to be presented the most accurate information, and I'll go with that. I've changed. I've gone 180 on a lot of subjects, but I've learned as I got older that don't be too completely convinced about too much, because you never know what new information will be presented, and then you're in a conundrum. Then you're in a spot where, well, will I be embarrassed to change my opinion on this? Well, so what? Embarrassment's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, that's my thing. I was born too late. And now I'm in a time where people just can't stand to be wrong. Look at this. Ooh. If this is wrong, I don't want to be right. If loving this mountain is wrong, I don't want to be right. But really, there's so many subjects that you could interject into this conversation. I stay away from politics, and this is just a general overview of human thinking. That's all it is. I'd probably get along better in life if I just went with the club. You know, I don't camp with people much. I love camping with Ron, and I love camping with Anna. They are amazing. I've had so much enjoyment with them because we laugh so much. I think Ron might be coming back to Colorado. I gotta text him and see. Ron Sees America is his YouTube channel. If you've never met this guy, he's funny. He is cool to camp with. And Anna, I ran into her at the dump station of all places in Colorado. Yeah, she was out there dumping her poop. I'm like, this is a great way to meet people, just dumping the poop. And yeah, she's great to camp with. Ron's great to camp with. And little Granny, Anna's little dog, Roxy. You know, it's funny, I never called her Granny, ever, until the first 1 minute that I met her. She pulled her out of the RV, and I just blurted it out. I don't know where it came from. I was like, "Oh, Granny," but it's the perfect name for her because she looks like a little granny. But yeah, that's the thing, you know, since I don't camp with people very often, kind of a loner, kind of an independent guy, I think, you know, if I was to join a club, I would always have, you know, camping companions around. But it's hard to do with, when we're in an era of time where people just expect you to agree with every single little thing that they agree with, and if you don't, they throw you away. I'm not like that. You don't have to agree with me on anything, really. I guess I'm more of a majority guy. Like, you know, if we get along on the majority of things, then everything's cool with me. So I was born too late. Everybody got along better, it seemed like. If you couldn't come up with a better argument with that, then you would have to go with that, and everybody just accepted it, even though it was a little embarrassing because you came into the situation thinking you were right, and then you come out thinking, gosh, I guess I was wrong about that. Well, what's the harm in that? But it just seems like that's the worst thing in the world now, to be shown to, well, maybe your view on this wasn't exactly right, and they get really mad about it. But yeah, any subject, I don't care what it is, if you present me with better information, I will change my mind at that moment. I will go with you on that. Remember the song? The lyrics were, he's an old hippie and he don't know what to do. Should he what was it? Hang On to the Old or Grab On to the New. You remember that song? That was a great song. I love that. It must have been like early 80s when that came out. And it was talking about a guy, he lived in the suburbs and he grew a little garden in his backyard. And he just remembered his hippie days, but then they kind of changed and went into some kind of off-the-wall stuff and kind of lost focus on the nature hippie movement. That was great. That was great. I love that stuff. But when you find a place like this, enjoy it while you can. This is just amazing. Just amazing. All right, my friends. Thanks for watching. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.